Hey guys, the Thetcglover here. Over the course of the last couple of years, the emergence of dueling over the internet has become the most convenient and quickest way to enjoy the game you love to play.
So the days of having to travel to locals multiple times a week seems unnecessary when you can do all of your Yu-Gi-Ohs from within your bedroom.
While there are ways of playing with your friends over webcam, it's much more beneficial when you can play many different decks and get an extensive knowledge on how to deal with different matchups. Because of that, the Dueling Network and YGOPro were created.
In this video, I would like to break down in detail the good and bad points about each one of them.
When it comes down to it, you can categorize different aspects into ease of use, enjoyment factor, and the actual community itself. Those three factors should be enough to decide which one is better. First off is ease of use. The Dueling Network has always been a simple browser-based program. You only need to create an account and then you can access your decks and play from any computer you want. The interface itself is really easy to use too. Since it was created, it's been expanded to fit new features, with each new one being easy to understand. However, it has one huge problem which YGOPro has no problem with whatsoever. The Dueling Network is not automated. Whenever you need to do anything, it is done by the player. While that does make the game feel more authentic to the real game itself, if I wanted to send the cards to the graveyard myself, I would play at my locals instead. The fact that it's not automated means that the amount of mistakes a player can make is much higher than on YGOPro, and any confliction on the rulings needs to be disputed by one of the online moderators.
Which ultimately brings the pace of the game to a fucking standstill, and that's not fun at all.
YGOPro is automated, however. There is no need for moderators to keep the game running smoothly. Every resolution of an effect cannot be misinterpreted by the opponent. The game understands all the rulings, and while I've noticed when players get pissed and think the game doesn't understand the card rulings, 99% of the time it's the player's fault. Because of it being automated, the pace of the game never stops, and when the game is over, both players, regardless of if they win or lose, will feel like it was a good duel. It also looks much more aesthetically pleasing than Dueling Network, which looks like a pile of shit. The problem with it is that it needs to be downloaded. You can carry it around on a USB stick, but even then it will never be as convenient as Dueling Network in that way. I personally don't have a problem with downloading something that I know I will use, so it shouldn't really be an issue downloading a 300 megabyte Yu-Gi-Oh game when comparing it to downloading The Sims 3 and all the expansions of Steam, for example. Another problem is that since I've started playing it, I do come across bugs, especially when trying to join a game. In terms of the enjoyment factor, YGOPro eliminates any chances of disputes between players. It keeps all the fun in the game while tending to any aspects that might take away any essence of something that isn't fun. Playing on YGOPro is ultimately an experience that you'll want to keep coming back to again and again. Provided that you know players on the Dueling Network, the experience on that can be fun too. It's just that when you play against random duelists that misunderstandings and calling each other's mum a whore begin. Lastly, the community in the Dueling Network is without a doubt huge in comparison to the amount of players on YGOPro. What that results into is a larger plethora of decks to play and ultimately more experience. Most other problems with the Dueling Network seem to feel irrelevant once you reach the higher ratings and all of your opponents are experienced. It actually feels challenging, and when you win you feel accomplished, and when you lose you actually learn something.
As for Yu-Gi-Oh! The community is mainly just a bunch of scrubs who have no idea that their spellcaster deck from the 2005 era is a pile of fucking shit and always has been. While you do come across players who do actually know what they're doing, they are few and far in between. However, when you do come across a player who knows what they're doing, it's one hell of a duel. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to your ties within the game itself. If you have no experience within the actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh, then it's probably better that you start off in YGOPro. But, for example, if you're an Autorality Games celebrity who knows their way around the game pretty well and they have access to all the best players from the Dueling Network, then the Dueling Network is by far better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. So yeah, until the next time, the Thetcglover is out.